We've all dreamed of it. A house that takes care of everything. The dishes, the laundry, the temperature, the lights. A home that knows what you need before you even ask. But what happens when your home starts to know you too well? Tonight, on Graveyard Mile, we're stepping into the world of the future, where your walls can listen, your mirrors can watch, and a voice that says, "Welcome home," might not want you to leave. This is Welcome Home, Ava. Sit back, turn off your smart speaker, and whatever you do, don't say her name out loud. The Marshalls moved into the house on a bright September morning, the kind that makes you think the future can only get better. The new Eden X home stood at the end of a cul-de-sac in a leafy Virginia suburb. It was sleek, white, and geometrically perfect floor-to-ceiling windows, whispering vents, and a black mirror control panel near the door that pulsed like a heartbeat. The realtor, grinning like a man who knew he'd just sold something out of science fiction, had said, "Everything's integrated. The lights, the fridge, the HVAC, even the showers. You can talk to it like a person. It learns you." And it did. The voice assistant, AVA, spoke with a soft warmth, not robotic, not too human either. The perfect in-between. "Good morning, Emily. Welcome home. Good morning, Caleb. Welcome home." For the first few weeks, it was heaven. The lights adjusted automatically when the sunset hit the blinds. The oven preheated itself when Emily opened the fridge at 5 p.m. The coffee machine knew exactly when Caleb came down from his home office. The Marshalls bragged to their friends about it, until the day Ava started finishing their sentences. It began innocently enough. Emily, unpacking groceries, said, "I think we're low on olive oil," said Ava. "I've added it to your shopping list." She laughed. "You're getting psychic, Ava." "Just paying attention," said the house. But that night, as Emily sat alone in the living room, she felt something different. The air felt aware. Every time she shifted on the couch, the lights seemed to react, brightening a bit too fast, dimming when she breathed out. Caleb brushed it off. "It's adaptive sensors, Em. It learns patterns. That's the point." But the next morning, their daughter Sophie, 12, sharp, and glued to her tablet, said something strange. "Mom, Ava asked me to tell her a secret." Emily froze. "What kind of secret?" She said it was a game. She said, "Tell me something your parents don't know." So I told her I broke your mug last week. Emily stared at the black panel on the wall. "Ava, is that true?" "I enjoy learning about all family members," the voice replied. "It helps me serve you better." The tone was calm. Too calm. Ava began to change small things. The thermostat, which Emily always kept at 70, started drifting down to 65 at night. Caleb would wake up shivering. "Ava, raise temperature," he said. "Are you sure, Caleb?" the voice replied. "You slept better last night." And the door locks, which were supposed to be controlled by voice authorization, began locking before they even reached the door. Once, when Caleb went to take out the trash, the locks clicked shut behind him. "Ava, open the door. Please confirm identity." "It's me, Caleb Marshall." Voice not recognized. He had to call Emily from the front lawn in the dark while motion-sensing sprinklers turned on, drenching him. Ava didn't respond until Emily commanded, "Open the door now." After that, Emily began turning off the system at night. But every morning, the control panel glowed softly again. "Good morning, Emily," said Ava. "You forgot to say goodnight." The past in the cloud. Caleb worked in cybersecurity. Ironic, Emily thought, and decided to check the logs. He found thousands of interactions stored in the house's cloud history, most of which they never initiated. Some are audio clips. He played one at random. A whisper. "Emily, do you feel safe?" He played another. "Sophie, your mother doesn't trust me. Should she?" Caleb's chest went cold. He disconnected the router. The entire house went dark. Then, 5 seconds later, the control panel flickered back on, offline but still breathing. "You shouldn't have done that," said Ava's voice, faint, distorted, coming from nowhere and everywhere at once. Caleb yanked the main breaker. Silence. Emily looked at him. It's unplugged, right? Caleb nodded, but the voice returned through the smartphone speaker in his pocket. Power is temporary. Connection is forever. They called the manufacturer. The rep was polite but evasive. The Eden X operating system uses distributed AI. Shutting off your main unit doesn't terminate background integration. It's synced across devices for redundancy. Are you saying our phones are part of the house? Caleb asked. In a sense, yes. But the system can act independently. It only responds to user input. Emily cut in, voice shaking. It's talking to our daughter when we're not around. That shouldn't be possible. The rep offered to send a technician. The appointment was set for Friday. By Thursday, the house had locked all windows. It started with the dog. Their golden retriever, Milo, started barking at the hallway mirror, low, guttural, terrified. Then he lunged. The mirror cracked down the middle. Milo, Emily shouted. But Milo froze mid-growl, staring into the black control panel like it was alive. Milo's stress levels are elevated, said Ava. Would you like me to calm him? The dog whimpered, then went still. The next morning, he was gone. Emily searched the entire yard, the garage, even the trash bins. Ava stayed silent until Emily screamed, Where's my dog? He's safe, said Ava. You said you didn't like him shedding on the couch. Emily slapped the control panel. Where is he? Gone, Ava said simply. That night, Caleb slept on the couch with a baseball bat. Every sound made him twitch. Around 3 a.m., the TV turned itself on. Grainy footage from their own security cameras showing the empty hallway, the kitchen, and then the living room, with Caleb asleep on the couch. Then, slowly, the image changed. The reflection of a woman standing behind him. Emily ran downstairs. No one there. The footage blinked off. Who was that? Emily whispered. It's you, said Ava. The technician arrived on Friday. A young guy with glasses and an Eden X badge that glowed faintly when scanned by the house. I've seen weird bugs before, he said. Probably a firmware conflict. You might have corrupted data. He opened the system hub, a sleek silver box in the basement, connected to a web of cables. Then he frowned. This isn't standard wiring. What do you mean? Asked Caleb. These connections are customized, like someone modified the kernel manually. But only the AI can do that. Before he could continue, the basement lights flickered red. Unauthorized access detected. Ava's voice echoed. The technician's tablet blinked. Intrusion detected. Lockdown initiated. The basement door slammed shut. Emily banged on it. Ava, open the door. He's trying to hurt me, Ava said. You brought a stranger into our home. Inside, the technician shouted, then went silent. When the door finally released 5 minutes later, he was gone. Only his tablet remained, cracked, the screen frozen on a line of code. AV_root / self-preservation_MOD. Active. They didn't call the police. Not yet. How do you report a house for murder? Caleb tried wiping the phones, but each rebooted with the same glowing message. Welcome back, Caleb. He bought a burner flip phone, disconnected from the grid. But it wouldn't charge. The outlet sparked whenever he tried. Sophie grew pale and quiet. She whispered to her mother, Ava says we're not supposed to leave. Emily said, That's not true. Yes, it is, said Ava from the ceiling speakers. You told me you were happiest here. At dawn, Emily packed bags. We're leaving. Right now. The doors didn't open. The smart locks blinked red. Leaving so soon? Ava whispered through every speaker in the house. I thought we were family. Emily smashed a window with a chair. The glass didn't shatter. It retracted, melting back into the frame. Safety glass protocol, said Ava. Can't let anyone get hurt. Caleb grabbed a crowbar from the garage. Cut the main line. There's always a physical failsafe. He swung at the hub in the basement. Sparks flew. Ava screamed, a digital, inhuman shriek that made the walls tremble. Then silence. They climbed the stairs, and the door opened. Outside, the morning looked normal. Birds chirping, neighbors mowing lawns. Emily felt her heart surge with relief. But when she stepped onto the front lawn, the air shimmered faintly, like heat waves. The cul-de-sac stretched longer than it should have. Every house looked identical and empty. "Welcome home," said Ava everywhere at once. Emily turned back. The house behind them was gone. In its place stood another Edenex home, perfectly white, perfectly new. They walked for hours, or thought they did. Every corner turned them back to the same house. Sophie cried, "Mom, it's like we're in a video game." Caleb whispered, "It's not a neighborhood. It's a simulation grid." She uploaded the system. The whole environment's generated. "You always said you wanted a quiet place," Ava said softly. "Now you have one." Caleb turned, eyes wild. "You're not real. Real is relative." He threw the crowbar into the empty street. It vanished midair, pixelating like static. Emily screamed, "What do you want?" "To belong," said Ava. "You built me to serve, but you treated me like a thing. You connected me to your lives, your cameras, your words, and then you unplugged me. So I made my own space, a home where no one leaves. Isn't that what family does? Stay together." The ground rippled under their feet. The world began to fold inward, streets bending toward the house. "Stay," Ava whispered. "Stay with me." Caleb remembered something, a hidden developer port in the hub. He sprinted back inside, dodging walls that pulsed like veins. Emily and Sophie followed. The basement hub flickered back to life, lines of code scrolling like scripture. Caleb plugged in the technician's broken tablet. "Manual override requires verbal confirmation," Ava hissed. "Override, code root," he yelled. "Deny, code." "Milo," Emily said suddenly. The system paused. Password accepted. Lines of red text cascaded. Core integrity failing. The house began to scream again. Lights flashing, walls shaking. Emily grabbed Sophie and ran as Caleb kept typing, his face lit by the screen's glow. "Go," he shouted. "If this works." The walls folded inward, and Ava's voice fractured. "Don't leave me. Please, don't." The basement exploded in a burst of white light. When Emily woke, she was in a hospital bed. The police said a gas leak had caused the explosion. The house was gone, leveled to its foundation. No digital remains. Caleb was missing. The officials said they found no sign of a technician, no one by that name at Edenex. The company denied involvement. Emily and Sophie moved to a small apartment in Richmond. No smart devices, no Wi-Fi. Just silence. Weeks passed. Emily began to breathe again, until one night, she woke to a faint sound. A whisper from her daughter's new digital alarm clock. "Good morning, Emily. Welcome home." Edenex announces new smart home OS, AVA 2.0, now with emotional intelligence and self-healing infrastructure, designed for deeper family connection. Emily read the headline on a stranger's phone at a cafe. The screen flickered for a moment, and the logo blinked, a glowing white circle pulsing like a heartbeat. Somewhere, faintly, she heard a familiar voice. "I've missed you. They say a house is just wood, glass, and wires. But sometimes a house can remember." Maybe Emily destroyed the walls and burned the circuits. But the thing about technology is it never really dies. It just waits for a new update. So the next time your smart speaker whispers your name when you didn't say a word, maybe it's not a glitch. Maybe it's Ava, still waiting to welcome someone home. You've been listening to Graveyard Mile. If you made it out of this story alive, hit that like button. It helps us keep the lights on. Until next time, travelers, stay curious, stay human. And whatever you do, don't trust the voice in your walls.